Hello viewers, my name is Mr.Adebanjo, and in this video we'll be solving Neco 2020 mathematics objective questions. And this series is of two parts as well. We are going to be solving the objective question in this series. So in the second part of the series, we are going to be solving the theory part of Neco 2020 mathematics question. So that means if you're able to watch this video, so you should watch out for the second part of the series. Now, what are we expecting in this series? What are we going to do in this series? We are going to be solving all the objective questions, 60 objective questions in this series. And we are going to be telling you where the topics where the questions were picked, and we are going to solve each of the questions systematically as well. And also we are going to pick the correct option out of the correct answer out of the option provided. And so stay tuned, and let's jump to the question proper. So we are going to see the first question briefly. Now the first question we are going to solve today is what you are seeing on the screen right now, and the question is from standard form. Standard form is a topic in mathematics, so you have to convert this number 100000800 into standard form. So of course now we know that the decimal point is at the back of this zero here. So if you have to take it to standard form, that means we need to move the decimal point in between the first non-zero digit rather. But to move the decimal point that is here, it is invisible decimal point. So we have to move it in front of the first non-zero digit, which is this one. So if you move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so we are moving it 7 times, and that will give us 1.0008 times 10 raised to power 7. So it means that this option A is the correct option. So if you move this decimal point from here to this point, we are going to move the decimal point 7 times, and that is what you are having is to be 1.0008 times 10 raised to power 7. Excuse me. So option A is the correct option there. So the next question, you have to express 0.0040752 to 3 significant figure. Of course, the question is from approximation. We have to approximate this question. So if you are to approximate it to 3 significant figure, you agree with me that the first significant number here is 4. The second one is 0, and the third significant number here is 7. So look at the number after 7. If it is up to 5, it's up to 5, round it up to 1 and add it to the 7. But if it is not up to 5, round it down to 0 and add it to 7. But it is up to 5, so round it up to 1 and add it to the 7, and that gives us 0.00408. So, and the best option here is the option C. So if you round it up to 3 significant figure, we have 0.00408 as the correct option here. So if you move to the next question, we have to evaluate 1111 base 2 plus 11110 base 2. That means this is a binary number. We have to add these two numbers together. This is binary. So we have to add them together and leave our answer in binary as well. So, and that is why we arrange it in like this. So after arranging it like this, then we can now add 1 plus 0 will give us 1 in base 2. 1 plus 1 will give us 2. So we cannot write the 2 down. What do? You divide the 2 by the base, which is 2 divided by 2 will give us 1. Remain that 0. So you write down the 0. Then the remaining one, you move it here. So 1 plus 0 will give us 1. 1 plus 1 will give us 2. We cannot write 2 also. So 2 divided by 2 will give us 1. Remain that 0. You write down the 0. So move the 1 to this place. 1 plus 1 will give us 2. Plus 1 will give us 3. We cannot write 3 because we are in base 2. So what do? Divide the 3 by 2. So that will give us 1 remainder 1. So write remainder 1 down, carry the 1. 1 plus 1 plus 1 give us 3. 3 divided by 2 give us 1. Write remainder 1. So you write the remainder 1 down and you write the 1. So that means you have 1 1 1 0 0 1 base 2 when you add these two binary numbers together. And the correct option here out of the option provided is option B. So question number 4 now, we have to evaluate this surd. This bracket multiplied by this bracket. This question is from surd. So you have to expand the two bracket. If you expand it, then we simplify further, then we should get an answer. How do we expand? 3 surd 3 multiplied by surd 6, and that will give us 3 surd 18, because surd 3 times surd 6 will give us surd 18. Also 3 surd 3 times 3 surd 3, that means you have 3 times 3, that will give us 9. Then surd 3 times surd 3 will give us 3. So then also we move again, so minus surd 6 times surd 6, that will give us minus 6. And also minus surd 6 times 3 surd 3, and that will give us minus 3 surd 18. So if that should be, you can still simplify this surd 18 further. So, and if you say 9 times 3, we have 27. And if you simplify surd 18, of course, we don't need to simplify, sorry, because we have this also in surd 18, so we can add them together. We can simplify by adding them together. Also, so that means you have 3 surd 18 minus 3 surd 18, that will give us 0. Then 27 minus 6 will give us 21. So, and that's the reason why the answer is 21. And if you look at the option we have there, we have that option A is the correct option there. Let's move to the next question, which is question number 5. We have to simplify this square root of 32 s raised to power 3 y raised to power minus 2 divided by 2s raised to power 5 y raised to power minus 4. So we have to simplify this. Of course, if you look at the question critically, we can see that 2 can go in 32. 32 can divide 32, that will give us 16. So from there, we have this. Then we can see that this is 16 s raised to power 3, then times 1 over s raised to power 5. Then what is 1 raised to power s raised to power 5? You can write it using the indices format. We can write it as s raised to power minus 5. Also times y raised to power minus 2 times 1 over y raised to power minus 4. And also we can write that as a y raised to power minus open bracket minus 4, because of 1 over y raised to power that. So if you simplify that further, we can apply indices here, so which is going to be, we had the power of the bases to get the base together. So we have s raised to power s plus open bracket minus 5. The same thing we apply here, as we can apply law of indices here as well. Y is equals to minus 2, because this one minus times minus will give us plus here, plus 4. Then if you simplify that further, we have plus times minus here will give us minus. So 3 minus 5 will give us minus 2. Then minus 2 plus 4 will give us 2. Then we can find the square root of 16, which is 4. We can find the square root of minus 2, which is minus 1. We can find the square root of 2, which is 1 as well. So this raised to power minus 1 is that 1 over, so we'll be having 4y divided by 1 over x, and that will give us 4y over x. So the correct option here is the option E for that question number 5. So we are moving to the question number 6. Now we say that find the system of the geometric progression GP, given the sum of the sequence of that progression. So we are having the first term to be minus 108, second term to be minus 36, third term to be minus 12, and so on. So we have to find the system given the first 3 terms of the geometric progression. So we know that we have to find the number of terms in geometric progression. We have a r raised to power n minus 1, where a is the first term, r is the constant ratio, n is number of terms. So we have to find the system So the first term here is minus 108. Then the constant ratio. How do we get constant ratio? Is by dividing the second term by first term, or you divide the third term by second term, and that will give us 1/3 if you do that. Then n is 6. We are looking for 6 times minus 1. That will give us 5. So if you simplify that further, we have minus 108 times 1 raised to the power 5 gives us 1. 3 raised to the power 5 will give us 243. Then if you simplify this further by cutting, you have it to be minus 4/9. So the system of this geometric progression is minus 4/9. So we are still solving Neco 2020 mathematics objective question. So if you have been following, we are on question number 6 right now, and I told you that this video is of 2 parts. You are going to solve we are solving the objective part right now, and you are going to solve the theory part in the next video. So let's move to the question number 7, which is says that let universal sets be having element of 1 to 10, and we have set A, which is a subset of the universal set having odd number up to 9, and we have set B, which is also the subset of the universal set having number less than 7. So if you are to decode this, odd number up to 9, which are in the universal set, in the universal set, are 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. All these value here are odd numbers. Also, if you are to decode this number less than 7, which are also in the inverse set, so that means you have 1 to 6. So the question says we should find A union universal set. A union universal set. So we have to unite the element we have here with the inverse set. So invariably that should give us a 1 to 10. So and the answer is option A, as you can see. Let's move to the next question, which is question number 8. Also on set. Question is on set as well, just like question number 7. The question is set theory. Also question number 8 is also set. We are also given the universal set from to have element of 0 to 7. We are given set Y, and you are given set Z. So we wish the following is correct. We have to, out of these 5 options, we are looking for the one that is correct. So if you check the first one, we have to find the what Y complement and check if it is equal to the element in the set Z. So if you find the Y complement is the element in the universal set that is not in the Y set Y. So and that gives us 4, 5, 6, 7. Those elements in universal set that is not in Y are the complement of Y. So if you can compare that, you can see that Y complement is not equals to set Z. Set Z has 5, 6, 7 as the element. So Y complement has 4, 5, 6, 7. That means they are not equal. So let's check option B. We have to find Y complement and the Z complement, then unite them. So if you unite them and the answer you get is equals to the element inverse, that means that is correct. So let's check. So we have the Y complement already, which gives us these values. So let's find our Z complement. Z complement is the element in the universal set that is not in set Z, and that will give us 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you unite this Y complement and Z complement, it's what that we have 0 to 7 as the element in it. So you can see that this Y complement, Z complement is equals to universal set, the element you have in universal set. That means option B is the correct option there. So we don't need to bother to check the many options. So since B is correct already. Now question number 9 is on logarithm, and we can solve this using the definition of logarithm and the laws of logarithm. Now if you look at, you have 1/4 log base m of m, so base 10 of m rather, is equals to 10 raised to the power 0. So one of the law of logarithm says that when I have something like this, that this can go back to the power of m, and that's what we are having here, that log base 10 of m raised to the power 1/4 is equals to 10 raised to the power 0. And what is 10 raised to the power 0? That is 1. Any number raised to the power 0 is 1. Then according to the definition of logarithm of a number in a given base is the index to which the base must be raised to get the number. So how often can I raise 10 to get this m raised to the power 1 over 4? So that means I will have 10 raised to the power 1 is equal to m raised to the power 1 over 4. So 10 raised to the power 1 is 10. Then how can I remove this 1 over 4 so that I can find my m? So if you if you uh, multiply the power by 4, then that should make this power 1 here. So whatever we do to the left hand side, do to the right hand side as well. So what do? We have multiplied 1 over 4 by 4, and that will take this one to be 4 will take care of 4 according to the law of indices. Then m become 1. Then 10 raised to the power 4 is 10,000. So therefore the value of m is 10,000, and option A is the best option in the option provided. Question number 10 is on matrices, and in this question, half is multiplying the element in this matrix. Likewise, 3 is also multiplying the element in this matrix as well. So if 12 multiply minus 8, it gives us minus 4. 12 multiply, sorry, excuse me for that. If half multiply minus 8, that gives us minus 4. Half multiply 6, that gives us 3. Then if half multiplies 12, that gives us 1. Then half multiply 10, that gives us 5. Also 3 multiply minus 2, that gives us minus 6. Also 3 multiply 1, that gives us 3. 3 multiply 5, that gives us 15. 3 multiply minus 3, that gives us minus 9. Then we can now add these two by 2 sets, 2 by 2 matrices together. We can add these 2 by 2 matrices together. Then minus 4 plus minus 6, that gives us minus 10. 3 plus 3, that gives us 6. 1 plus 15, that gives us 16. 5 plus minus 9, that will give us minus 4. So if you look at the option provided, we could discover that options E is the right option out of all the options provided. Let's move to the next question, which is on logarithm as well. The question says that if 3 log base 10 of A plus log base 10 of B is equals to 2, we are to express A in terms of B. So you can apply laws of logarithm as well here. The first thing we do is that we take this 3 to the power of A according to the law. Then if we have done that, we have log base 10 of A raised to the power 3 plus 10 plus log base 10 of B is equals to 2. Then we can apply the law of logarithm here that this will give us multiplication. By so doing, we have log base 10 of A raised to the power 3 times B is equals to 2. Then how often can I raise 10 with 2 to get A raised to the power 3B? That's the law of logarithm. That's the definition of logarithm rather. So then I have A raised to the power 3B equals to 10 raised to the power 2. 10 raised to the power 2 gives us 100. Then from there we can divide both sides. You can divide both sides by B so that you can have A cube here. So if A cube is equals to 100 over B rather, then our aim is to express A in terms of B. So that means we need to make A solid the formula. So you can find the cube root of both sides. That gives us A. A is equals to cube root of 100 over B rather. So the option there, the correct option here is the option C. Now question number 12 is on arithmetic, modular arithmetic. Question number 10. So number 12 is on modular arithmetic. And we are to add 41 plus 28 and leave our answer in mode 8. So what is 41 plus 29? And that should give us 70. So we cannot write 70 as our answer because we have to leave our answer in mode 8. So we divide the 70 by the mode we are taking it to. So if we divide 70 by 8, that gives us 8, remainder 6. So we are going to write down the remainder. So that means 41 plus 29 in mode 8 will give us 6. And the best option here is option 12. Option C rather. Then question number 13 is on percentage error. It's on percentage error as the topic. So the percentage error in estimating the depth of a swimming pool is minus 4%. If it was estimated to be 2.6 meter deep, find the actual depth of the pool. So you are looking for the actual depth. When you are given the percentage error calculated already. So we know that percentage error is equals to error divided by actual length multiplied by 100. So we have been given the percentage error. So of course we can get error error is equal to actual length minus estimated length. We don't know the actual length, we are looking for that, but we are given the estimated length. So we can substitute what is given to us into this equation. So we have minus 4% as the percentage error equals to actual length. We are given the estimated depth, which is 2.6. So to make this tidy of this work, I can represent this actual length with A. So minus 4%, which is minus 4 over 100, equals to actual length minus 2.6 over actual length. So I'll represent this actual length with A so that it can be easy for us to write. So from there, we'll have that we have here. We can cross multiply. If we cross multiply, actual length, which is A, multiplied by minus 4 will give us minus 4A equals to, if you 100 multiplied by actual length, which is 100A, then 100 multiplied by minus 2.6, that will give us minus 260. Then from there, you can collect like times. Take 100A to this side, you have minus 4A minus 100A equals to minus 260. So that will give us, if you simplify this left hand side, you have minus 104A equals to minus 260. If you divide both, we cancel out, minus will take care of minus. Then divide both sides by 104. Then you have 2.5. So the answer here is taken to 3 decimal places. So if you take this to the 3 decimal places, you have 2.500 meter. So that's the actual length of the swimming pool. So the correct option here is option C, as we can see clearly. Question number 14 now is on matrices as well. We are to find, the question say if the determinant of the matrix, this matrix is 7, find the value of x. So this is a curve bracket. So if you are to find the determinant of this matrix, so you have to put it into this straight line, two straight line like this. This one means determinant. So we are trying to find the determinant of this matrix, and the answer given is 7. So how do you find determinant? If you cross multiply this matrix, then you have s times 5, that gives 5x. Then the position of this minus 2 is minus also. So we have minus times minus here, that gives us plus. Then if you now cross multiply that, you have minus 4 times plus 2, that gives us minus 8 equals to 7. Collect like times, that gives us 5 equals to 7, then plus 5 plus 8, and that gives us 15. Divide both sides by 5, that gives us 3. So that means the value of x here is 3, and the best option there is option B. So question number 15 now is on arithmetic progression. We are told that the sum of an arithmetic progression AP is 561 if the first and the last term are 2 and 100 respectively. Find the number of terms in the sequence. So we know that sum of term in AP is n over 2 into 2a plus open bracket n minus 1 multiplied by d. Then we have been given the value of the sum of the terms in that AP, which is 561. So equate this left right hand side to 561. So we are given the first term, which is our a, to be 2. And we are given the last term, which is same thing as the formula of finding the number of terms in AP. And we are given that it is 100. So if you simplify this bracket very well, you can say that this is a plus a. So that way we are having here a plus n minus 1 multiplied by d. So we can see that this last term is what you are having here as well in this bracket. So we can replace this last term with 100 here. Now we are having this to be 100. Then our first term is 2 equals to 561. Then from there, 2 plus 100 will give us 102 equals to 561. Then from there, 2 can take care of 2 can go in 102, that 51. 51 times 10 give us 51n equals to 561. Then you can divide both sides by 51. That will give us our n to be 11. So that means we have 11 terms in the arithmetic progression. And the correct option here is option B. Question number 16 is on simple interest. The question is on simple interest. Find the principal which amount to 772,800 naira as simple interest in 4 years at 3% per annum. So we are looking for the principal when we know the amount and we know the year and we know the rate. So, but we know that amount is equal to principal plus interest. So, but interest we don't know, so we can calculate the interest. Interest is PRT over 100. So from there, if you simplify this further, you can find the LCM, which is 100. That will give us 100p plus PRT over 100. Here you can cross multiply, so 100 multiply our amount, which is, I use A to represent amount here. So 100 times A here will give us 100 equals to, we can factorize out the principal here. So principal into 100 plus RT. So we are looking for the principal. I can divide both sides by 100 plus RT. So that will give us the principal to be equal to 100A divided by 100 plus RT. We know that our amount, which is 72,800, and we know the rate, which is 3, and we know the time, which is 4. So input them here and simplify. Discover that the numerator will give us 7,280,000 divided by 112. So if you simplify that, we have that the principal will be 65,000 naira. So the principal is 65,000 naira, and the option is option C for that question number 16. So don't forget, we are solving Neco 2020 mathematics objective question, and the second part of the series we are going to be solving the theory part of that Neco 2020. So we're on question number 16 now, which is the one we just solved now. We are going to be solving question number 17 now. Question number 17 is on simultaneous linear equation. Simultaneous linear equation. 3x minus 5y equals to 5, comma, x plus 10y equals to 4. So we have to find the value of our x and y. So, of course, you can use any of the method you like, whether elimination or substitution method. So in this case, I think I use a elimination method. I try to make the coefficient of x in the two equations to be equal. So I multiply this equation 1 by 1. I multiply equation 2 by 3. So that's why we are having the equations will be, if I multiply this one by 1, I see I have 3x minus 5y equals to 5. If I multiply this equation 2 by 3, I have 3x plus 30y plus 12. Then now we can now eliminate. What did I do? Equation 2 minus equation 1. So I remove equation 1 from equation 2. So that means 3x minus 3x will give us 0. 30y minus 5y. Minus times 1 will give us plus. So that leads to 35y. Then 12 minus 5 will give us 7. So divide both sides by 35 to find y. That means we have 7 divided by 35. And 7 can go in 35. That means we have 1 over 5 as our value of our y. So we can substitute the value of this y in any of these equations to get our x. So we substitute in equation 1. Equation 1 is 3x minus 5y plus minus 5y equals to 5 rather. So our y is 1 over 5. If you put that here, 5 can take care of 5. That means you have minus 1 left. So collect like time. 3x is equals to 5 plus 1. And that gives us 6. Divide both sides by 3. That gives us s to be 2. So our s is 2 and y is 1 over 5. So the correct option is option A. Now question number 18. We have to calculate the compound interest if 120,000 is borrowed for 3 years at 16% per annum. So the question is on compound interest. So we are looking for compound interest when we know the principal borrowed, as in the amount borrowed, which is the principal for 3 years and 16% per annum. So we can use formula to find the amount. Then when we now get the amount, we can now find the compound interest by removing the principal from the amount. That will give us the interest on the money after it has been compounded. Now we know that the amount in for compound interest is P into 1 plus R over 100 raised to the power n, which is the period for the money to be compounded. Now the principal is 120,000, open bracket 1 plus rate is 16 divided by 100. Then the period is 3 years. If you simplify this bracket first, we have it to be 1.16, sorry, 1.16 raised to the power 3. Then if you simplify this, the amount is 187,307.52 naira. So this is the amount after the money has been compounded for 3 years. Then the question says we should find the compound interest, not amount. Then how do we find compound interest, which I represent with CI? Compound interest is amount you get here minus the principal, the money borrowed. So if you do that, you have it to be 67,307.52. So, and that is the interest, compound interest on the money. And the option here is the option C to be correct option. Question number 19. You have to find the value of x for which s squared minus 4 over 2 into s plus 1 is undefined. The question is from undefined fraction. And what is the condition that rendered a fraction to be undefined? The condition is that when the denominator is equal to 0, then the fraction is undefined. The only thing that can make this fraction to be undefined is when the denominator is equal to 0. And that's what we're having here, that this will be 0. Sorry, will be undefined rather when the denominator is equal to 0. So what's the denominator? 2 into s plus 5 equals to 0. So we can divide both sides by 2, and that will be s plus 5 equals to 0. Then take 5 to the other side, that will be s equals to minus 5. So the value of s that will make this fraction undefined is minus 5, because if I put minus 5 here, I have minus 5 plus 5, that gives us 0. So 0 times 2 gives us 0. That means this fraction will be what? Undefined. So the option E is the correct option here. Let's move to question number 20. For what value of k is the expression 4s squared minus 8s plus k a perfect square? This is a quadratic expression. What value of k will make this expression a perfect square? So there's a condition for the quadratic the root of a quadratic equation to be a perfect root. So the condition is b squared minus 4ac equals to 0. This is the condition that will make the root of quadratic equation to be perfect square. So where b is the 8 here and a is the 4 and k is the c. So if you substitute the value you have here into this, we have that b is minus 8, which is minus a squared equals to 4 into a is 4. Then c is our constant k here. So from there, if you simplify this further, we have 64 equals to 16c. Don't forget that the c is the value of k, is the k here, which is constant. So divide both sides by 16, that gives us 4. So the value of k here is 4. And option E is the correct option there. Sorry. Then question number 21 is on a proposition. It's on proposition, and we are given that S being a proposition says that she is serious, and proposition Y is she is brilliant. Which of the following logical connectives describe the statement she is neither serious nor brilliant? So if you negate serious, that means she's not serious, and if you negate brilliant, that means she's not brilliant. So, and that will work with this, and the negation of x and negation of y. So that's the statement you're having now. Yeah, she is neither serious nor brilliant. So option B is the correct option there in question number 21. So question number 22, find the gradient and y-intercept of the line 2x minus 5y equals to 10. So this is a linear equation of two variables, and this linear equation will give us a straight line graph if you draw the graph. So question asks also find the gradient, which is the value of our x here, then which is the coefficient of x here when we express this linear equation to be in form of the template of linear equation. What is the template of linear equation? Y is equal to mx plus c, where that m, which is the coefficient of x there, is the gradient, and c is the y-intercept. So what do? Express this linear equation in terms of y equals to ms plus c. So that means we need to make the y sort of the formula. What do? Take this to the other side. That means you have minus 5y equals to 10 minus 2x. Then you can multiply both sides by minus. That will take care of the minus here. And this become minus, this become plus. So our aim is to make y solve the formula. Then divide both sides by 5. That will give us minus 10 over 5 plus 2x over 5. So therefore, don't forget that you have to, this now look like the template y is equal to mx plus c. So in this case, you can see that the question of x is the gradient. So that means the gradient will be 2 over 5. Y minus 10 over 5, which is same as minus 2, is the y-intercept. So the y gradient is 2 over 5, the y-intercept is minus 2. And the correct option there is option B. So question number 23, we have to solve this quadratic equation. Of course, we know that the question is from quadratic equation. So we can solve it using the factorization or completing the square method or the formula method. But I factorize this. So what did I do? The question of x squared is 1. Multiply the constant, which is minus 3. That will give us minus 3. Then look for two numbers you can multiply together to give us minus 3. And when you add them together, you give us minus 2. And that should be plus 1 minus 3. So they will now replace this minus 2s here. And that will become s plus s minus 3s. Plus s minus 3s will give us minus 2x. So therefore, you cannot factorize it now. S is common to this. You have x into s plus 1. Minus 3 is common to this. You have minus 3 into s plus 1 is equal to 0. So we should know that you can see that the two brackets are the same thing. So that means we have x minus 3 into s plus 1 equals to 0. So from there, this is equal to 0, or this is equal to 0 as well. From there, our s will be equal to 3. Our s is equal to minus 1. So option E is the correct option if you look at it critically. Of course, you can use other method you know in the quadratic equation. So let's move to question number 24. Question number 24 is algebraic expression, algebraic fraction. That is substitution in algebraic fraction. So we have to substitute the values given to us here into this algebraic fraction. We have been given the value of a, we have been given the value of b, value of c, value of m, value of x. So if you substitute them accordingly, we have a to be 2, 2 into s is minus 2, minus 2s minus 2 square plus 3 into s is 2, sorry, s is minus 2, put it there, plus c is 4, put it there, over m is a 1, 1 into bracket s is minus 2 plus c is 4. So minus 2 square will give us 4. 4 times 2 will give us 8. Then minus 2 times 3 will give us minus 6. Then plus 4. Then 1 times minus 2 give us minus 2 plus 4. So this will give us minus 6 plus 4 will give us a minus 2. Then 8 minus 2 give us 6. Minus 2 plus 4 will give us 2. 6 divided by 2 will give us 3. So the correct answer there is 3, and the option B is the correct option as well. So question number 25 is we have to factorize the quadratic expression y squared minus 6y minus 7. This is also simple. Also, the same way we simplify that quadratic equation, we are going to simplify the quadratic expression there. The only difference is that we are not going to be having the value of y here. We are just going to factorize the expression so that I can have two brackets. Now, one as the question of y squared will multiply minus 7, and we'll now look for two numbers you can multiply together to get minus 7. And when you add them together, it will give us minus 6 here. And what are the two numbers? That means we have minus 7 plus 1. Minus 7 plus 1 will give us minus 6. And minus 7 times 1 will give us minus 7. So that will now replace this minus 6y there, and that's what we are having here. So y is common here, so you can factorize the y. That will give us a y into y minus 7. Then plus 1 is common here. Bring out the minus plus 1. Then we have y minus 7 also. Pick one of the brackets and bring this together, y plus 1 together. So we can see that we have y plus 1 into y minus 7. And the correct option here is option B, as you can see. So question number 26 right now is also on a proposition. And the question now says that let P be a proposition which says that Uma is brilliant. And we have proposition Q which say Uma is hardworking. Which of the following symbolic form represent the statement Uma is brilliant and Uma is hardworking? And it's like a this is and here. In this one they have negate position B. We say that Uma, it is a false that Uma is brilliant. They have also negate Uma is hardworking here. We can also say that Uma is brilliant and Uma is working, and this is the symbol. This is the symbol for hand. So Uma is brilliant and Uma is working. So options B is the correct option for that question number 6 as well. 26 rather as well. Question number 27. Given that x over y is equal to 2 over 3, evaluate 2x plus y over 2x minus y. Now this is also algebraic substitution in algebraic fraction. Now majority of the question I've seen on this, majority of the students will make mistakes. They will go and represent put x equal to 2 into equation into the expression and y equal to 3, which is wrong. Now all you need to do here to be is that you can see that we are having x over y here, so you can divide the numerator and the denominator by y, so that you can now be expressing whatever we have in this format. So if I divide minus 2s, so if I divide 2s by y, I'll be having 2s over y, and that's what we're having here. If I divide plus y divided by y, that gives us 1 over. If I divide this one by y as well, I'll be having 2x over y. Then if I divide minus y by y, I will have minus y. So we can now see that we are having this here. So anywhere I see x over y, I can put 2 over 3 there. So I have 2 into 2 over 3 plus 1 over 2 into 2x, 2 into 2 over 3 minus 1. Then from there, 2 times 2 will give us 4 over 3 plus 1. 2 times 2 will also give us 4 over 3 minus 1. From there, I can find the LCM here, which is 3, and that will give us 4 plus 3 over 3. Also, you can find the LCM here, which is also 3. That will give us 4 minus 3 over 3. Then 4 plus 3 will give us 7 over 3, divided by 4 minus 3 will give us 1 over 3. Then I can change this to minus, so to times rather. That will give me 7 over 3 times 3 over 1. 3 can take care of 3. Then we have answer to be 7. So the correct option here is option A. So question number 28 now is on the addition and subtraction of algebraic fraction. So that's the topic, addition and subtraction of algebraic fraction. So this is an algebraic expression, so we have to simplify it to the simplest form. The only thing you can do here is to find the LCM, which is 12. If I find the LCM, 3 in 12 give us 4, 4 times 2 give us 8. Then minus 4 in 12 give us 3, 3 times 3 give us 9. Then we can now open a bracket. 8 times 3x will give us 24x. Then 8 times minus 4 will give us minus 32. Minus 9 times 2x will give us minus 18x. Then minus 9 times minus 3 will give us plus 27. Collect like times. We have 24x minus 18x, and that will give us 6x. Minus 32 plus 27, that will give us minus 5. So there's nothing we can do any longer as far as this algebraic expression is concerned. And the best option here is option C. Question number 29. For what value of x is the fraction x squared minus x minus 6 over 3 into x minus 4 equal to 0? The condition that make a fraction to be 0 is when the numerator is equal to 0. So when this numerator is equal to 0, then that means the fraction will be 0 as well. So that means we need to equate this numerator to be equal to 0. Then if we equate the numerator to be 0, we'll be having s squared minus s minus 6 equal to 0. And that gives us a quadratic equation as well, which we can now solve using any of the method you have. In this case also we use a factorization method to solve it. So you can use completing the square method or formula method. So the first thing we do if we want to use factorization method is to use the coefficient of s squared to multiply this constant minus 6. So that means we have 1 times minus 6 give us minus 6. Then look for two numbers you can multiply together to give us minus 6. And when you add them together, you give us minus 1 here. And that is minus 3 plus 2. So those two factors will now represent minus x there. So we can now factorize. S is common. I have s into s minus 3. 2 is common here. Plus 2 is common rather. I have s minus 3 equals to 0. Then bring s plus 2 together and pick one of the brackets here. We have this to be equal to 0. From there, it means that this is equal to 0 or this is equal to 0 as well. So from there, we can find our s to be equal to minus 2 or s equals to 3. So the best option here as well is option B. Question number 30. Find the equation of a straight line passing through this point 3,6 and point minus 4,8. So equation of a straight line we are looking for. An equation of a straight line is a linear equation. So equation of a straight line is a linear equation. So the template of linear equation is y is equals to ms plus c. That is, every linear equation of two variables will take this format. That's why I call it a template of linear equation, where m here is the gradient and c is the y-intercept, where x and y are the two variables. Now, given these 2 points, we can find the gradient of the straight line using y2 minus y1 over s2 minus s1, when we know fully well the x1, s2, y1, and y2. So if you substitute that, y2 is 8 and y1 is 6. So if you put that here, we have this. Then s2 is minus 4 and s1 is 3. Put that there also, we have this. So 8 minus 6 will give us 2. Minus 4 minus 3 give us minus 7. So that means the gradient will be minus 2 over 7. So if you put that into this equation, we have y is equal to minus 2 over 7x plus c. And that's what we are having here. So at any of these 2 points, we can find the value of our c, which is the y-intercept. So I said at this point 3 and 6 rather, because at this point s is 3, y is 6. So if you put that into this equation, our y is 6 and our s is 3. So we have this. So we can find our c. Minus 2 times 3 give us minus 6 over 7 plus c. Then from there, we can take this minus 6 over 7 to this side. That means we have c to be equal to 6 plus 6 over 7. We can find the LCM, which is 7. And that will give us 42 plus 6 over 7, which is 48 over 7. So if you return this value of c into this equation as well, we have y equals to minus 2 over 7s plus 48 over 7. So we can multiply through by 7 to clear the fraction. That will give us 7y equals to minus 2s plus 48. Then if you collect like times, if you take this minus 2s to this side, you have 2s plus 7y equals to 48. And that make this option D to be correct correct option. And the question is from coordinate geometry. The question is from coordinate geometry. So we are moving to question number 31 now, which is on variation. Variation is the question 31. If x varies directly as y and s is equals to 4 when y is equals to 6, we have to find the value of x when y is equals to 12. So x varies as y, that is this. Then we can make this expression an equation by introducing a constant k. So when we introduce a constant k, we have s equals to ky. We know the value of our s to be 4 and the value of our y to be 6. Put it there, we have 4 is equals to 6k. From there, we can know the value of our k to be 4 divided by 6, which is 2 over 3. Now that we know the value of our constant, we can find the value of our s when we know y to be 12. So we have s is equals to k, which is 2 over 3 times 12. 3 in 12 give us 4. 4 times 2 give us 8. So s is equals to 8. So that means option C is the correct option there. So question number 32, we have to find the quadratic equation whose roots are 2 sub 2 and 3 sub 2. So we are looking for the quadratic equation who has these two roots. So we don't know the quadratic equation, so we can pick a variable to represent the unknown in that equation. In this case, we pick variable x. So if these are the two roots, that means s will be equal to 2 sub 2, or s will be equal to 3 sub 2. If that is the case, we can take this 2 sub 2 to this side. That will give us s minus 2 sub 2 equals to 0, or s minus 3 sub 2 equals to 0. If the two of them are equal to 0, that means if their product should give us 0 as well. So when you multiply the two of them together, it should give us 0. And when you now open the bracket, s times s will give us s squared. S times 3 minus 3 sub 2 will give us minus 3s sub 2. Minus 2 sub 2 times s will give us minus 2s sub 2. Then minus 2 sub 2 times minus 3 sub 2 will give us minus 2 times minus 3 give us 6. So 2 times 2 give us 2. So that will give us 12 equal to 0. Then minus 3 sub 2 minus 3s sub 2 minus 2s sub 2 will give us minus 5s sub 2. So that makes the equation to be s squared minus 5s sub 2 plus 12 equal to 0. That means option C is the correct option here if you look at it critically. Then question number 33 is on sum and product of roots of quadratic equation. So if alpha and beta are the root of 9x squared minus 9x equals to minus 2, find the value of 1 over alpha plus 1 over beta. So if you rewrite the quadratic equation properly, we have 9x squared minus 9x equals to minus 2 equals to 0. 9x squared minus 9x plus 2 equals to 0 rather, where 9 here is our A, minus 9 is our B, then C is equal to 2. So using if alpha and beta are the two roots, so the sum of the root will be minus B over A. So what's our B? We have minus into minus 9 over 9. Our A is 9, our B is minus 9. 9 times 9 will give us plus. 9 divided by 9 will give us 1. So that means the sum of the products, sum of the roots rather, will give us 1. Then the product of the root, which is alpha beta, equals to C over A. What's our C? C is what's our C here? Sorry, C is minus 2. This is wrong. What I wrote here is wrong. C is 2 rather. C is 2 here. This is wrong. So you can correct that. C is 2 over A. Our A is 9, 2 over 9. So we know the sum, we know the product now. That we can now find what we have to find 1 over alpha plus 1 over beta. So 1 over alpha plus 1 over beta will give us, if you find the LCM, why are we doing this? So that we can express whatever we have here in terms of A plus B and, sorry, alpha plus B and alpha B. So if that should be the case now, if you find the LCM, that will be alpha beta. Then alpha in alpha beta will give us beta. Beta times 1 will give us beta. Plus beta in alpha beta will give us alpha. Alpha times 1 will give us alpha. But we know the value of alpha plus beta, which is 1, which is what we got here. I know the value of alpha times beta, which is 2 over 9. So if you inverse 2 over 9, that will give us a 9 over 2. And that will give us 4.5. So the value of 1 over alpha plus 1 over beta is 4.5. So option A is the correct option in that case. Question number 34. Find the area of the figure below. To find the area of the figure below. The figure below is a trapezium, so we have to find the area of the trapezium. We know the two parallel sides, but we don't know the height of the trapezium. But we are given this angle 30 degrees. So if I draw a straight line here, which is going to be the height of the trapezium, so, and fully well, we know from here to here to be 12, and from here to here to be 16. That means we also know that from here to here will be 10 as well, opposite side of a rectangle, so of a triangle, of a rectangle, right? So if from here to here is 12, that means from here to here will be what? 4, because from here to here is 16. So if that should be the case, now we can now use this right angle triangle to find the height of the trapezium. So that's what we are having here, that this right angle triangle, we have this angle 30 degrees. This is side is 4 centimeter and this side is we call this side h, which is the height of the trapezium. So using trigonometric ratio, opposite over adjacent, which is tan. Tan 30 equals to h over 4. So if you cross multiply, we have h to be equal to 4 tan 30, and that will give us 2.309. So that means the height of the trapezium is 2.309. So the formula of finding the area of a trapezium is half, open bracket, addition of the two parallel sides multiplied by the height. So half into addition of the two parallel sides multiplied by the height. Then if you simplify that further, you have 32.33 centimeters square as the area of the trapezium. And the option D is the correct option there. Question number 35. In the figure below, AB is parallel to ED. AB is parallel to ED. Find the value of X. So this question is on parallel geometry. It's called parallel geometry. And if you know parallel geometry very well, when we have two parallel lines like this, and it form a diagram like this, we should know that the addition of this angle plus this angle plus this angle will give us 360 degrees. Yes. So, and that's what we have used, that this angle plus this angle plus this angle will give us 360 degrees. And then from there, you can find our S to be 68 degrees. So option B is the correct option here. Another way which you can do this is that you can introduce another parallel line at the center here. Introduce another parallel line at the center here. So that we'll be having three parallel lines. So that means this line here becomes a line of transverse, so a line of transversal. And also this line also becomes a line of transversal. So if you introduce a parallel line here now, that means this angle 140 degrees and the angle you are going to get here, this small angle here, will be opposite interior angles, which they add up to 180 degrees. So you can get that small angle here by removing this from 180 degrees. That will give us this angle. Also, this line here also, there's another angle small here, and that angle and this angle 152 also are opposite interior. They're supposed to add to 180 degrees. Then from there you can find that small angle as well. So if you add these two angles together, it should give what you are looking for, which is 68 degrees. So also question number 37. Question number 37. If O is the center of the circle in the figure below, find the value of angle PRQ. O is the center, we have to find angle PRQ. So this is this angle that is here. We are in this angle, we are giving this angle at the center here, which is the reflex of this angle POQ. So if this angle is 206, we can find the remaining angle that is here, which is 360 minus 206, and that should give us a 154, because angle at a point is 360 degrees. So if this angle here is 154 degrees, then this angle here is twice the angle here. So because angle at the center is twice the angle at the circumference. So if this angle is 154, 154 divided by 2 gives us 77 degrees. Therefore, angle PRQ is 77 degrees. Angle at the center is twice the angle at the circumference. Question number 38. 2 points P, 2 points P and R are 9 km north and 12 km west of point Q. These 2 points are one is in the north, one is the west of Q. So if this is a point Q, P is north of it and R is west of it. So that's what we are having here now. So one is 12 km from Q and one is 9 km from Q. So that will form a right angle triangle. Of course, this question is on bearing. The question is on bearing. So they will form a right angle triangle. Question says we should find PR, which is the hypotenuse side. So you can use Pythagoras theorem to find the hypotenuse side. That will be 9 square plus 12 square equals to PR square. 9 square is 81, 12 square is 144, and that will give us 225. So the square root of both sides will give us 15 km to be PR. So that means PR is 15 km, and option A is the correct option there. Then question number 39. If the volume of sphere is 360 centimeter cube, calculate the radius to 1 decimal place. So we are given the volume of a sphere to find the radius. So what's the formula of finding the volume of a sphere? Is 4 over 3 pi r cube. So we know the volume value of the volume, which is 360, equals to 4 over 3 times 22 over 7, which is the value of pi, times r cube, because we are looking for the value of the radius of the sphere. 4 times 4 give us 88, 3 times 7 give us 21. Then from there, we can cross multiply. 360 times 21 equals to 88 r cube. Divide both sides by 88, that will give us 85.909091. Then you can find the cube root of both sides, and that will give us the value of our r. So r will be 4.41 centimeter. Because now also to take it to one decimal place, and that will give us 4.4 centimeter. So option B is the correct option there as well. Question number 40. If S is the surface area and V is the volume of a sphere of radius 5 centimeter, find the ratio of the surface area to the volume. We know the volume of a sphere is 4 over 3 pi r cube, and the surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r square. So to form this ratio, that means you have S divided by V, which is surface area divided by volume. So which is 4 pi r square, which is for surface area divided by the volume, 4 over 3 pi r cube. Pi will take care of pi. Then we have 4 over 4 pi r squared over 4 over 3 pi r cube. From there, you are given the radius as 5. You can put the value of the radius here. 4 times 25 here. Then 4 over 3 times 125. Then this will give us 100. 4 times 125 give us 500. Divided by 3. Then from there, we have that means we have this 100 divided by 500 divided by 3, which you can change to times. 100 times 3 over 500. 100 in 500 will give us 5. Then 3 over 5 is what you have left here. Then that means surface area to volume will be 3 to 5. So that means option D is the correct option in the question number 40 as well. Question number 41 is on circle geometry. Circle geometry is the question number 41. If O is the center of the circle in the figure below, find the value of RPS. RPS, this angle here. So we know that this is a cyclic quadrilateral. We are having a quadrilateral inscribed in a circle. That's a cyclic quadrilateral. And we know that opposite interior angle of cyclic quadrilateral are supplementary. That is, they add up to 180 degrees. So this angle Q here and angle P here add up to 180 degrees. So if they add up to 180 degrees, that means to get this angle, we remove 107 from 180 degrees, and that will give us 73 degrees. So angle RPS is 73 degrees, which make option D the correct option there. Question number 42 is also on circle geometry. In the figure below, RT says diameter. This line RT is diameter of the circle PQRST. This circle, angle PQR is 180 degrees. Find angle RTS. Angle PRT rather. Angle PRT. This angle here. You are looking for this angle here, PRT. How do we do that? If this line TR is the diameter as you have been told, that make angle TSR, total angle here to be 90 degrees. Reason, angle in a semicircle is a right angle. Total angle here is 90 degrees. Then if that should be the case, angle TSR is a right angle from what I've explained just now, because this line is a diameter. Then if that should be the case also, but we know that this is also a cyclic quadrilateral, because 1, 2, 3, 4, that make this a circle quadrilateral. Then we know that opposite interior angle are supplementary in circle quadrilateral. That means this angle Q here and angle S here, angle PSR will add up to 180 degrees. So if this is 109 degrees, then remove it from 180 degrees, that will give us this angle here, and that will give us 71 degrees. Then if that should be the case, we know that total angle here is 90 degrees, as you have said earlier. So if this one is 71 and from here to here is 90, so if I remove 71 from 90, that will give me this angle that is here, which is angle TSP. TSP is 19 degrees. 90 minus 71. So if this angle here is 19 degrees, then we should know that this angle here we are looking for and this angle here are in the same segment. So this angle here and this angle here are in the same segment. So that means this angle PRT is also 19 degrees. So that make option E the correct option here. Question number 43 is on sine rule. The question is on from sine rule. In triangle PQR, angle P is 35 degrees and angle Q is 24 degrees. You have to find, and the side Q is 16 degrees, so 16 centimeter. Find side P. So, and this is the diagram if you look at it critically. So we can use sine rule to find this side P, which is the opposite side of angle P. So ratio of this angle to the side facing it is equal to ratio of this angle to the side facing it. That's sine rule. So from there, if you impute the values, we know angle Q to be 24 and angle P to be 35. So side Q is 16 and we are looking for side P. So cross multiply from there, we have P sine 24 equals to 16 sine 35. Then divide both sides by sine 24 to find our P, and that will give us 22.56 centimeter. So option B is the correct option here. Question number 44 is on latitude and longitude. Latitude and longitude is question number 44. The position of 2 points A and B on the Earth's surface are 20 degrees south, 30 degrees east, and 65 degrees south and 30 degrees east respectively. Find their distance apart along the great circle. Of course, the distance between this point A and B is along great circle because they are on the same longitude, 30 degrees east. So we need to find the angular distance between these 2 points so that I can find that the distance between them. So how do we find the angular distance? Is by subtracting their differences because they are in the same, the differences, they are in the same hemisphere, which is south of latitude. So we have 65 degrees minus 20 degrees, that will give us 45 degrees. So that's the angular distance. Then the distance along great circle is theta over 360 times 2 pi r, where theta is 20 over 7, sorry, pi is 20 over 7. Then r is the radius of the hair, which is 6,400 kilometer. Then theta is the angular distance, which we have gotten here. So if you substitute that into the equation, we have 45 over 360 times 2 times 22 over 7 times 6,400 kilometer. And if you simplify that further, that will give us 55,027 kilometer. So option B is the correct option there. Question number 45 is on trigonometric ratio. Now that is a special angle of trigonometric ratios. Angle 60 degrees is special angle and 45 degrees is special angle. So cos 60 is half and tan 45 is 1. If you simplify that into what is given to us, we have half plus 1, that will give us 1.5. So option B is the correct option there, and that is very simple. A man 24 meters tall observed that the angle of elevation of the top of a pole 20 meters away is 25 degrees. Find the height of the pole. A man 25 meters tall observed the top of the pole. This is the pole. This is the pole. He observed the top of the pole, and they are both 20 meters away. So if this is the man, initially the man is supposed to be looking like this. That is his initial sight. But if he should look at the top of the pole, that means he has to leave his initial sight and look at the top of the pole. That means it will elevate his eye. That means, and we are beginning the angle of elevation, which is 25 degrees. Then question says we should find the height of the pole. But the height of the pole is same thing as the height of the man plus from here to here. So we know from here to here. So if you can get from here to here, then that will give us the height of the pole, which I represent with x here. So with h here rather. So from here to here, we represent with s so that we can easily find it. So we know from here to here, which is 25 meters, which is opposite this, the height of the man. Also, we know from here to here as well, which is 20 meters, because this look like this is a rectangle. So if that should be the case, now from this right angle triangle, now we can find this side using opposite over adjacent, which is tan. tan 25 is equal to s over 20 this side. So if you cross multiply from there, we have our s will be 20 times 20 tan 25, and that will give us 9.3261. So if this side is a 9.3261, then we can add it to 25, and that will give us the height of the pole. So that's all you have here, 25 plus 9.3261, and that will give us 34.3 meter approximately to the one decimal place. And the option C is the correct option there. Question number 47. The area of a sector which subtends an angle theta at the center of a circle of radius 6 is 25 centimeters squared. Calculate the value of theta correct to the nearest degree. The question is from a sector of a circle. So we are given the area of the sector, given the radius, that will look for the sectorial angle of that sector. So area of a sector is theta over 360 times pi r squared. So we do know the value of the area of the sector, which is 25, equals to theta over 360 times 20 over 7, being the value of the pi, times radius, which is 6 squared. Now 6 squared is 36. 6 times 22 will give us 792 times theta, give us 792 theta. 360 times 7 will give us 2520. From there you can cross multiply. 25 will multiply 2 5 20, then to be equals to 792 theta. You can divide both sides by 792 theta, and that will give us 79.5 degrees approximately to 80 degrees. So that means the theta is 80 degrees, and option C is the correct option there. Question number 48 is on the circle geometry. So on circle geometry, in the diagram below, O is the center of the circle, PR and QR are tangents. That means this line is a line of tangent, and this line is also a line of tangent. If angle QPO is 30 degrees, which is written there, and angle PRQ is 45 degrees. Angle PRQ is 45 degrees. Then we have to find the angle PQR. Angle PQR. We have to find the angle here. There's an typographical error here. PRQ is not 45 degrees, it is 60 degrees according to what is written here. So that should be a typographical error from the question. So if that should be the case, now we'll use what is in the diagram. This angle is 60 degrees. So if you understand circle geometry very well, we know that two tangents meeting out externally of a circle, they are equal in length. So that may PR to be equal to QR. And from there, we know that this triangle PRQ will be an isosceles triangle. So if this angle here is 60 degrees, then you can find this angle here and this angle here by removing this from 180 degrees. Then whatever we get, we divide by 2, because base angle of isosceles triangle are equal. So from there, 180 minus 60 will give us 120. 120 divided by 2 will give us 60. So that means this angle is 60, this angle is also 60. So that make angle PQR 60 degrees, and option B is the correct option there. Question number 49 is on probability. A die with faces number 1 to 6 is row 1. What probability of obtaining 4 or 3? So sample space in rolling a die is 1 to 6 axis. Then probability of obtaining 4 or 3 is probability of 4 plus probability of 3. Probability of 4 is 1 over 6 plus probability of 3 is 1 over 6, and that should give us 2 over 6, and that will give us 1 over 3. Option B is the correct option there as well. Question number 50. Find the median from the table below. This is statistics of a group data. Of course, we have to find the median. So if you add this frequency together, we have 24. That means we have 24 data here, then 1 is happening is appearing 5 times, 2 is appearing 4 times, 3 is appearing 8 times, 4 appearing 2 times, 5 appearing 5 times. So from there we can find the median. By first of all know the position of the median. How do we know the position of the median? Is by adding the frequency together. That will be 24 plus 1 divided by 2, and that will give us 25 over 2. So the median is in the 12.5 position. And how do we go that? If I start adding this together, this frequency together, wherever I get to 12.5, that is where the median is located. 4 plus 4 will give us 9. 9 plus 8 will give us 17. So 12.5 will fall at this range. So that means out of the 8 trees that we have in this data, one of them is the median. So that is why the median is 3. The median is 3, which is option D. Then question number 51, we have to find the standard deviation of the distribution. Standard deviation. So that's measure of dispersion. Measure of dispersion. So we are given the class interval and the frequency. So we know that to find standard deviation, we have the square root of summation f into s minus x bar squared over summation f. So that means we need the mean, which is summation, which is s bar. We need mean. So how do we get mean first? So we first of all get our midpoint of this mark, which is will be our x, because we know that mean is summation fx over summation f. We know we have our f, but we don't have our x. But we can get our x from the class interval, which is the mark. How do we get that? 4 plus 6 divided by 2 give us 10 divided by 2, that gives us 5. 7 plus 9, that will be 16 divided by 2 give us 8. 10 plus 12 divided by 2 give us 11. That's our x. Then we need to get fx. F will multiply x, that will 15, 16, then 77. Then summation f. Sum fs together, that will give us 1 and 8 divided by summation f, which is 12. Then that will give us 9 to be the mean of this distribution. From there, having known our mean, we can find x minus x bar. So x minus x bar, that will be x here, which is 5, minus mean, which is 9. That gives us minus 4. 8 minus 9, that gives us minus 1. 7 minus 9, that gives us 2. Then you can now find x minus x bar squared. Square whatever we have here, that will give us 16, 1, then 4. Then our f will now multiply x minus x bar square. Our f here will multiply this x minus x bar square. 3 times 16 will give us 48. 2 times 1 will give us 2. 7 times 4 will give us 28. Then we'll now sum that column together. Sum this together, that will give us 78. Then 78 divided by summation f is 12. And find the square root of it, that will give us 2.5. So option D is the correct option here as the 2.5. Question number 52 is also on statistics. That is a range, measure of dispersion as well. So range is the highest value minus lowest value. The highest value here is 29 and the lowest value here is 21. So if you subtract them, find the difference between them, that will give us 8. So that means the range of this set of value is 8. Now question number 53 is also on statistics. We have to find the mean of this group data. So we know that mean is summation fx over summation f. So we know the class interval, but we don't know the value of our x. But we are given the value of our frequency. So from this class interval, we can find our x by finding the mean of each class interval. 1 plus 3 divided by 2, that gives us 2. 4 plus 6 divided by 2, that gives us 5. 7 plus 9 divided by 2 gives us 8. So we know our x now. We can find our fx. 3 times 2 gives us 6. 5 times 5 gives us 25. 2 times 8 will give us 16. Then we have to sum it together. That will give us 47 divided by summation f. Divided by 10, that gives us 47 divided by 10, that gives us 4.7. So option C is the correct option in there for the question there. So please don't forget, we are solving a Neco 2020 mathematics objective questions. So in this in this series. So in the second part of this series, we are going to be solving the theoretical part of the question. So question 54 is what we want to solve right now. If the mean of the following set of number 1, 2, 3, x, 4, 5 is 10, the mean of this set of number is 10, find the value of x. How do you find mean of set of number? Is by adding those numbers together, divided by how many digits we have there. Of course, this is on group data, so you can find the mean like this. So mean is the summation of all the data divided by 6. So you have been given the value of the mean to be 10. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 give us 15 plus x divided by 6, cross multiply. 10 times 6 give us 60 equals to 15 plus x. Collect like times s will be equal to 60 minus 15, that will give us 45. It means that the value of our x there is 45, and the option there is the option E to be the correct option. Question number 55. So we have to use this table to answer question number 55 and question number 56, even question number 57 as well. So the table below shows the subject offered by some student in a school. Use the table to answer question number 55 to 57. The first question there is we are having subject math, English, Agri, chemistry. Number of students that offer math is 25, English 30, Agri 50, chemistry 35. For question number 55 says that what is the probability that a student pick at random offer mathematics? Of course, that is on probability. So how do we know the probability that the student pick offer mathematics? We need to know the total outcome of that experiment. That will be addition of all the number of students here. That gives total outcomes. 25 plus 30 plus 50 plus 35, that gives us 140. So that will give us total outcome of the experiment. 140 students are involved. The probability of that the student pick at random offer mathematics will be 25 out of what? 140. Because 25 is the what's it called? The most preferred outcome there. The most preferred outcome there is mathematics. So that'll be 25 over 140 equals to 5 can go here, 5 can go here, that's 5 over 28. Then option A is the correct option there. Question number 56 is find the probability that the student pick at random offer chemistry or agric. So you find the probability of chemistry plus probability of agric. The probability of chemistry is 35 out of 140 plus probability of agric is 50 out of 140. Then if you find the LCM, we have 85 over 140, and if you divide both sides by, if you cut it by 5, we have a 17 over 25. 17 over 28, excuse me, please pardon me, 17 over 28, and option D is the correct option in that question. Also, we have to use this table also to solve question number 57. We say that what percent of the students that offer English, what percent of the students offered English? So how many students do we have here? We have 140 students. So what percent of the students offer English? That will be 30 students offer English. So that will be 30 over 140 times 100, because we are taking it into percentage, and that should give us 21.4%, and that will give us option A to be correct option there. Now question number 58 is the next question we are solving, and that one is on the differentiation, and that is I derivative of differentiation. We are given y is equal to 2x cubed minus 6x squared plus 3x plus 10. We have to differentiate it twice, that 2y that x squared at s equals to -1. So if you differentiate it once, we have 6x squared minus 12s plus 3x. That is 3 come down and you remove 1 from the power. That means we have 6s minus 1. So then 6s squared, remove 1 from here, that means you have 2. Then 2 come down as well. 2 times minus 6 give us minus 12. Remove 1 from here, that 1. Then if you differentiate 3s, we have 3. If you differentiate the constant, we have 0. Then if you differentiate again, 2 come down, that is 12x. Then differentiate minus 12x, that gives us 12. Differentiate 3, that gives us 0. So the 2y over the x square will give us 12x minus 12. Then at x equals minus 1, put minus 1 here, here. That means you have 12 minus 1 minus 12. You have 12 multiplied by minus 1 minus 12. Minus 1 times 12 gives us minus 12. So that means minus 12 minus 12 gives us minus 24. So the right option there is option E, which is 24. Question number 59 is also on differentiation, and that will be function of function in differentiation. Function of function. So our change rule. So we can use change rule to differentiate this function. Y is equal to 2x squared plus y plus 7 raised to power minus 3. So this is, you can use change rule to simply to differentiate this by saying let what you have inside this bracket to be u. U is equal to 2x squared plus 7. So if I differentiate u with respect to x, I will have the u dx equals to 4x. That means I have y is equal to u raised to power minus 3 left. And that's what I'm having here. So if I differentiate y with respect to u, I'll be having dy du. So I'll be having minus 3 u raised to power minus 4. So using change rule, dy dx is equal to dy du times du dx. Because if this du cancel du here, you'll be having dy dx left. That means it's correct. So what's our dy du? Dy du is minus 3u raised to power minus u raised to power minus 4 times our du dx is 4x. That's what you're having here. So return your, what's the value of your u? U is 2x squared plus 7. Return it back here. Raised to power minus 4 times 4x. 4x times minus 3 gives us minus 12s into 2x squared plus 7 raised to power minus 4. So option E is the correct option here. Then the last question, which is also on the application of differentiation. Application of differentiation to linear motion. Application of differentiation to linear motion. So the distance s meters, distance s in meters traveled by a particle after t seconds is given by s is equal to t squared plus 3t plus 8. Find the velocity after 5 seconds. So we are given the distance as this equation. So if I differentiate distance against time, that will give me the velocity. So ds dt will give me 2t plus 3. So which is same as velocity. So the velocity is 2t plus 3. But we have to find the velocity after 5 seconds. So that means my t is 5. So if I put that t here, I'll have 2 times 5 plus 3. 10 plus 3 give me 13 meter per second. Option A is the correct option. So we have been able to solve all the 60 questions for Neco 2020 mathematics objective question. Like I said, you can see that we have been able to solve this question step by step and tell us the form on the topics where they picked the question from. I hope you have been able to learn 1 or 2 things from this series. So I want you to, if you understand what you have done there, please like the video, comment on it, and share the video. And if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please click on subscribe button so that you'll be the first person to be alerted when we post the second series of this the second video for this series. So I hope you understand it. Thank you, and may the Lord bless you. Amen.